So I'm in Monte Carlo in Monaco, and this time for my first vlog I'll be generally just telling you about what I do. Right now it's going to be a whole week of, first of all, recordings, and then by the end of the recording it's going to be a concert. I'll just show you what I carry around with me anytime I travel, may that be by train or by plane or even by car. So the first thing is this. This thing is called a humidifier. It's an Australian brand. It's an Australian company that is making it, and it's basically keeps your airways and your nose moist so that when you get off the plane you're not basically dried up. The other thing I always travel with is this, which is a nebulizer. You put water in it and it creates water vapor. Of course, the iPad and scores. So I told you where I was and a bit of what I'm doing, but not the details. I am here in Monte Carlo for a project with the Palazetto and also the Orchestre Philharmonique de Monte Carlo. And I'm here to sing Raphael, a role in Saint-Saens' opera called L'Ancêtre, an opera that has not actually been played. He composed it, it was premiered here in Monte Carlo, but afterwards never again. And Palazetto Bruzzani are actually doing research of French romantic pieces that are unknown but actually great music. Today is day one of rehearsals. Oui.
Il est beaucoup plus élégant.
D'accord.
Que ça.
Oui.
Je fais juste ça, mais tu vois, et ça sort tout seul.
Oui.
C'est
Let's talk technically a bit. Thinking of connecting the voice maybe, or should I say how to properly support. I don't think I like the word support much, but how I keep my voice in line every time I sing, and I try to do it, is actually to make sure that the formation of the vowels and the support of the vowels are always below the larynx rather than above the larynx, because most people will always tell you, oh no, place, and you go, and this gets your voice to actually go higher and higher. What I like to do is to always think of the larynx as the source of the sound. And below the larynx doesn't actually mean that you're pushing the larynx down and doing things there. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It means that your vowels are not being formed up here. You're not doing ah, oh, ooh, and this comes up every time. It's actually anchoring all your breath and all your muscles so that they relax here. They're as free as possible. And the way I do it for myself is when I warm up, I do it on an M, but not the usual because that brings everything up. I do it and the most important thing is not to push the breath. It's not no, it's on a sigh.
Souvenir fidèle, mais à ton foyer assombri, de ce fils qui tomba leur victime dernière. Mais n'es-tu pas lassé, ainsi que je suis là, d'entendre encore sonner le glas sur une tombe printanière?
Let's discuss something here. I would say recording and the recording sessions have been quite a new thing for me. I've always been going away doing concerts. I've always been doing rehearsals, sometimes under pressure for productions, and I think this is a totally different ball game when it comes to recording, and the reason is the amount of detail working with microphones that can pick up almost any detail that you wanted, but also the temptation of thinking mentally that a microphone is right in front of you, and you would actually have the temptation of singing for the microphone and not for the hall. We are recording in a hall, in an auditorium here in Monte Carlo, and I think it's quite, even if it's not that big of a deal, sometimes you have that thought in your head saying, well, it might be too loud for the microphone, it might be too soft for the microphone, or I can actually sing softer for the microphone. But then you realize when talking to the sound engineers that if you sing too soft into the microphone, it becomes very unnatural, and they kind of have to do a lot of technological stuff. So to think that you actually have to just sing normally, and that is one thing. The other ball game is to be able to maintain a kind of mental endurance for concentration, because you're doing maybe one line or one page 5 or 6 times, so that sometimes the violins are not together, sometimes you are not together with the orchestra, sometimes maybe someone sneezed in the middle of the recording, and all these things can actually tax you in a way that I've never felt that before. That you are actually concentrating on one page for about 15 minutes just to get everything done. And it's a wrong thing to think that, oh yeah, in recordings you can patch things, but the patches actually have to be perfect as well, because a recording stays. People can play it over and over again and notice details when they replay things. So we have to be close to perfection as possible, but at the same time as perfection, we also have to have the emotional and the expression that is adequate, so that the perfection does not eliminate the emotional and the truthfulness of performance.